This video we're going to talk about the relative market rank. So some would call it the relative strength as well, but the relative market rank is really what it is. So it is the relative money allocated to stocks compared to other stocks in the database. So what we do is we compute the price performance for several periods, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and we weight them and then rank, give it a score, or kind of rank it from 0 to 100 and give you which stock is better than another. So you would go into Signal, and then there's actually 3 of them there. So first off, let's go into the 1 month to 1 year relative market score. So you have different colors here. So the deeper the color, the longer the time frame. So the 1 month is the clearest, then yellow 3 months, and then 6 months, and then 1 year. So you can see them oscillating very nicely. You can see how the white one is kind of driving. Of course, it's the 1 month, so it's pushing the stock up. Here the stock is on the 97, 98, so it's one of the really outperforming stock of all. Both the 1 month, 3 months, and 6 months are high up there in the 90s, so that means that when an investor or when an institutional fund has a choice between hundreds and hundreds of stock, they chose at that time to go with Tesla first, and not another stock. So that's good. And then you can see how it collapsed completely, that 1 month collapse. And so investor just choose another type of stock and kind of dump Tesla, or not dump, actually invest more in the other ones, and not in Tesla. So you see the huge jump in the 1 month, then a jump in the 3 months, and then the 6 months, and eventually the 1 year kind of drops. So let's pick another example. For example, Apple here. I can click on that and refresh, get the same data for Apple. So Apple is hovering here at 59 on 1 month, and in the 30s or 40s for all the other periods. So nothing really really outstanding here. But if I pick Nvidia, maybe we'll get the same picture. And yeah, we do. So on Nvidia, it's clearly on it there right now, and we can see all 3 of them in the 90s, 80s, 83, 84. So you're gonna think that everything above 80 is actually truly great. So what we did is we did also a composite of all these. So basically combining all 4 into just one signal, which is the composite RMR, relative market rank. And this is it. You have just one line here, so this is a 95, and it tells you overall how how investors view that name. So let's minimize this a little bit here, and let's have a look at this zone. See where the stock is actually rallying it down here. It's definitely on the 99. All the way, and then 90s, 87, 99 all the way, and then it starts to trickle down and go into the 47, so it's pretty low there. And now it's back all the way up to the 95, so it's high up there in the best stocks that you can find. Now the interesting thing is, how do you spot the trend of that slope, right? So see how it's an upward slope here. So I want to plot the slope, and I'm going to remove the other one. So the slope is really the direction of that signal, right? Is it heading upward? Is it heading downward? So for example, here I'm in the 32 region, really at the bottom, not being loved by investor at all, and all of a sudden the slope shoots high up and it goes from 32 to 66. Right, so this is very, very important, and something of note. It drops a little bit, and then big push again. The slope is super high and pushes the value to 81 and then all the way to 93. So the slope also is very, very important there, and we can you know, have a look at it and draw a couple of conclusion out of it. You'll see it on the advanced quote as a positive slope. So meaning the RMR is improving, and here RMR 95, so it's really, really high up there. Now let's go to the screener. On the screener, you obviously have all these values. You can just type relative. So you have relative RMR, relative market rank, so that's the composite. And here I can choose to say, give me all the ones that are above 75, for example. And let me just remove those filters that we have here. So we have about 900 stocks. And then I can plot, I can put in as a column the 1 month, the 3 month, the 6 month, and the 12 month, right? And if I pull up actual RMR, I can also have the RMR high 52 week and the RMR 10-day slope. So it's a lot of things here, but the 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, you can also filter on any of these. So say you want, you don't really care about the 1 month, you want stocks that have an overall very good performance compared to others over the last 9 months, starting 3 months ago. Then you can pick these and then filter on these. Or if you want the high, you can also use this one. So this is the 52-week high. So it's actually telling you, for example, that let's pull up the data set here. Let's change the signal to say the RMR composite, and we'll see what we get. Right. So the composite, did they put a composite in there? Yeah, it's here. So the composite is 75.9. Let me move that high up there. Change the columns. So see how the high is 75. The high is 74.40, which is as of yesterday, and now today is 75.9. So it's improving. So today will be the high. So it's just refresh at the end of the day. But look at a couple of other names. So if I sort down, yeah. So these names had 99s and now they're 75. These names are 95 or 84, now they're 75. So you would think that these guys are have done better over the last year, right? So they've been high up, 85. This guy's been 95 and now at 75. So so that's good. So why is that useful? Well, you want to know if the high is actually being done right now, right? So if I sort by the RMR high here, and I pick say 76, I see these guys are just making the high or close to the high, 80, 82, 80, 85, 80, 76, and so on. So it's very important. So they're beating their highs. So VYX is actually beating their high over the year. Look at that. So it's really on the tear. So that means truly high up buy-in from institution. And again, I can look at the slope, which is very useful, and you'll see how useful it is. The slope tells you obviously where we are at, and here you see very positive slope. And again, it gives you an indication whether it improves, the slope is still upward or a little downward there, but it tells you where the RMR is going. So very useful to have all these fields in the screener, and you get use them at your advantage. And then what you do is you go back to the chart here, and then you filter for timing momentum, and you will find the RMR inside the timing momentum aggregate, and you have it here. So let me enlarge that a little bit. So the RMR slope is here. So it tells you if, so follow that third line here. It tells you if the slope is doing better. So very positive here, big push, positive, positive, positive all the way. A negative region here, so the slope is stopped to be positive, and then positive again, and there's another push, and so on. So sometimes a little erratic, sometimes not. You have this long period of bullishness here, all the way from here to here. So this is a typical way where, typical place where that stock is in fashion for quite a while. So yeah, very, very, very useful. You can filter here on the slope and the RMR. You'll see it there. So again, one of the key metrics we have here at EPSmomentum.com. Thank you for your attention.